The Khmer Rouge was the name given to the massive communist cultural wave and later revolution that took place in Cambodia from 1951 to 1979. The Khmer Rouge, led by political revolutionary Pol Pot, would see extreme political reformation in the country of Cambodia during this time. This revolution was infamous for its treachery and brutality, which raises the question, how bad was the Khmer Rouge? After the Second World War, the French occupied territory of Indochina, which included the countries of Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia, experienced an unprecedented amount of unrest due to the emergence of communist rebels fighting for independence of their territories. Eventually, the Cambodian Civil War would break out. The war would be brutal, but eventually the communists led by Pol Pot would win the Civil War. Now having finally obtained power in Cambodia, Pol Pot planned to change the country into a true communist state. Cambodia was eventually named the Democratic Kampuchea to outline the new communist rule and later prosperity of the nation. Unfortunately, this was only in hindsight, as there was only the worst to come for the people of Cambodia. Pol Pot would enact a political revolution designed after the Great Leap Forward of China, hoping to transform Cambodia into a true agrarian communist state. One of the first policies of the Khmer Rouge was to relocate the inhabitants of the major cities out to the countryside, where they would be put on collectivized farms. Those who refused this relocation would be executed, as well as their belongings and houses set on fire. The Khmer Rouge would eliminate the idea of the individual from Cambodia. One way of doing this was forcing everyone to wear the same outfit. The outfit was a black collarless shirt consisting of baggy pants. This outfit would occasionally sport a checkered krama, which would be worn loosely around the necks of the people. All citizens, including government officials, military conscripts, and elected officials, would come to wear this same outfit for the duration of the political revolution. The Khmer Rouge, wanting to root out any political dissidents, ordered the urbanites of the cities to write small autobiographies. These autobiographies would be used to determine their fates, which included relocation, imprisonment, and execution. Former government officials of the former governments of Cambodia would be subsequently imprisoned, forced to work in labor camps with horrendous conditions, which led many to their deaths. Using these autobiographies, the Khmer Rouge would weed out people with an advanced education, bilinguals, artists, musicians, literates, Christians, Muslims, and Buddhists. The Khmer Rouge would also see the systematic execution of ethnic minorities residing in Cambodia, including, but not limited to, ethnic Vietnamese, Chinese, Thai, and European. It is cited in some journals that the Khmer Rouge even targeted people with glasses. Although the intent is not specific, it may have to do with their hate for intellectualism. The use of money was also banned in Cambodia, and banks were destroyed and set on fire. As well as the banks, all currency and financial records were destroyed by fire. The Khmer Rouge was largely supported by the CPC under Mao Zedong, as over 90% of the foreign aid that Cambodia received at the time was from China. Under the rule of the Khmer Rouge, it is stated that 1.5 million to over 2 million people died, which would account to over 25% of Cambodia's population at the time. This rule did not last forever, as on December 25, 1978, Vietnam would launch an invasion of Cambodia. Although the reasons behind this invasion is debated among scholars and political scientists, it nevertheless put Cambodia on the defensive. On the 26th of September, 1989, over 10 years after the start of the war, Vietnam would effectively defeat the Cambodian army and oust the Khmer Rouge from power. Many years later, prominent Khmer Rouge leaders would be tried for their crimes against humanity.